Okay, hello everybody. My name is Chef Pete and this is my sous chef, Chef Joey. And today we're going to make you a nice traditional South African recipe called Wors pap en Sous, which basically means, what is Wors? Boerewors, do you know what it is?
Boerewors is a type of sausage that either comes from cow or sheep.
Well, you can have different types of Boerewors, but the one Boerewors that we've got today is beef and lamb. Beef and lamb Boerewors. But you can also have a mix of beef, lamb and pork. Yeah. So, what I'm doing today is we've got some beautiful Boerewors here from our lovely local butchers called the Boerewors, which is up the road. By the way, this video is shot and filmed live here in England, and we have got a great South African butchers just up the road, and we're going to cook some Boerewors pap en Sous today, and I'm going to go through the recipe with you. There you go. And what you do is you take the onion like that. Look here, it's in half, and with your fingers and the knife you basically go down and make nice thin slices. We put a little bit of oil in the pan, some nice oil, lovely, warm it up a bit.
Can I do it? I love them.
Yep.
So good. Wait, can I do it?
Yeah, you can do it.
Wait, can I put it back to the beginning?
No.
No.
Yeah. There you go. Okay, do you want to put the onions in the pan for me?
Okay.
In the pan, use your hands, That's it.
Oh, this is fun.
And by the way, we both washed our hands before we started today.
Yep.
Yeah, making sure that your hands are properly clean before you start cooking any food.
Yep.
There you go. And
here's the wooden spoon. I'm going to this one. I want you to just make sure that the onions don't stick to the bottom of the pan. Okay? Not too hard, not too hard, not too hard. On a semi-low heat, you want to cook those onions down quite nicely until they're soft and tender, just like this. Just like that, loudly. Right, in the meantime, while those are cooking,
what we want to do is we want to take our pot here and we want to fill it up with some boiled water. This is the start of making the pap. Okay, so pap is a nice, it's almost like mashed potato, except it's made with maize flour. And we've got some traditional South African maize flour here called Iwiza, and you can buy this from most shops. It's hugely sold in Southern Africa, in Zimbabwe and South Africa, and it is very much an African dish, which is almost like an African
staple to many, many foods. And let that cook nicely, yeah? Carefully don't burn yourself. Okay. And you heat up the water. So you fill up your pan here, or your pot, until basically fill it up to a quarter of boiled water. And you get that nice and hot. And watch those onions don't burn now. You just want them nice and soft and brown. Just like that. Yeah, just like that. Yeah, can you smell the onions? How long do they smell? Yeah. Can you see they're getting soft and brown? There you go. And they're nice and soft and brown. Delicious. We want those onions, we want to eat those onions with the sausage.
the Boerewors,
And the yummy stuff.
the pap en Sous. So the sauce part is the sauce, so we mix it with the sauce and the Boerewors and cook it. Okay, so, right, let's open up our Boerewors and have a look at it. So this is fresh from the butchers this morning. Beautiful Boerewors.
Beautiful.
And traditional classic Boerewors should always be nice and thick and beautifully made with a good mix of lamb and beef mince, and a good helping of fat in there as well to keep it nice and moist when you cook it. So it really has got lots of spices and different flavors in it as well. And it's very much a traditional part of South African cookery, and it's very important in South African cookery, Boerewors. And there's not a South African who hasn't had or hasn't eaten Boerewors. Okay, so while those onions are cooking nicely, right, and the water's heating up very nicely, we want to get a little bit of margarine.
Boerewors is amazing.
What you want to do is put a little bit of water in with the onions, that they soften up a little bit more and they don't burn, and you get a nice brown glaze to them, right, as part of your sauce. And here you can see,
That looks so nice.
can you see this is bubbling a little bit with the margarine there? Yeah?
It's so good.
Yeah.
It looks amazing.
It looks amazing, doesn't
If
it?
you
Yeah.
can't see.
Yeah.
Daddy, can I just show them like the onion?
Oh, you can show them the onion, yeah? Hold on now, I can just do it like that. There you go. Delicious. Okay, and then you pour a little bit of salt in your water here. You want to pour a bit of salt in for me?
Sure.
Yeah, go on, just a little bit. Just, there you go. Just to flavour it up.
Salty.
And now it's boiling.
It
Now
looks
you
so
put it on a
nice.
simmer. You don't want it boiling too much, otherwise it will overcook the
Much chicken.
so what is pour in the maize meal. So you normally pour in about a cup or two to maybe about 5 or 6 cups of water, and it soaks it up very nicely. And the thing is, you cook it slowly, right? You cook it slowly until it becomes thick and almost.
Oh my god, that looks so cool.
There you go. And
Can I
that's
see it? I don't think water could turn into
yeah.
baked potato.
Well, it's not baked potato. It's like a mashed potato, but it's puffed.
Can I see mashed potato?
Yeah, you can have a look.
Daddy, should I make sure it doesn't
Right.
stick
Now
to
hold on. Those onions we're going to take out and put them in a bowl. Do you want to get a bowl out for me?
the- Sure. I will.
Hold on.
Yeah, we will.
There we go.
And then-
Right. Put the bowl over here for me. So right, those onions are now cooked, as you can see. They're nice and brown.
I really like
Boerewors.
onion.
Right. So traditionally, there you go.
Made.
Traditionally, what you do as well.
Daddy, can I put it in the pan?
on a semi-high to high heat for the first part of it until it gets its color, and then you turn the heat down and you let it cook, you know, on a balanced heat. So we wait for that to get nice and hot. Okay, we've got our snow is called all gold tomato and onion mix, and this is part of the sauce. This is the easiest bit of the whole thing. So do you want to open up this tin for me?
Okay, I'll open it.
Just pull. Can you pull that for me?
Yeah.
If you can't get it, just
Here, I'll try.
there you go. Pull it up. There you go. And what we do is we just take that off, and in there is delicious.
Tomato.
Yeah, it is. Tomatoes, canned tomatoes and onion. But you know what? This is what most South Africans dream about. This all gold tomato and onion mix. Anyway, we pop it in the pan that we cook the onions in, and we get it nice and hot. And the nice thing about that is that we can add the onions that we cooked earlier to it to give it more of an oniony feel.
Wait, so
Because the
can I
nicest thing.
put the onions in?
You can when it gets nice and hot, yes. You want to put that in the sink for me? Right. So, the true South African cooks with a pair of tongs and a nice piece of boerewors. And then of course we've also got some lovely chicken kebabs as well, which were made at the Boek and Rose and are marinated in a delicious South African traditional marinade. So, this is getting nice and hot now. And in a minute, when it's smoking a little bit, I want you to put the sausage in there for me. Okay?
Okay, when it like
And also this is the other traditional thing about South African boerewors, is that it's got this shape, the circular shape. So when you cook it on the circular shape like that. Okay. And as they say in South Africa, this most lekker. That doesn't burn you.
okay, I'm gonna do it.
I know. Careful. Don't drop it in. There you go. Can you hear that sizzling?
Yeah.
Right, that's nice fine heat.
Fair enough, I won't do it, that's not fair on you, you're right. No, then we won't do it at all, that would be the thing, so I'll get to eat it if I didn't get to. This isn't unfair. Okay, no, I won't get any. If I could get 3, I would do it like that.
Okay. Right, that pup is absolutely delicious. You can have a look at that. I'll show you the pup and what it looks like. Lovely and delicious.
Whoa. I want to
Right. So So you've got this boerewors going nicely there.
Wait, Daddy, can I put the onion in now?
Yes, you can put the onion in. So the onion goes in with the sauce.
Dad,
That's it. Good boy.
can I see the...
Okay.
Daddy, can I see the potato?
It's not potato. It's called pup.
Can I see the pup?
Okay, so we mix the onions in nicely with that.
Can I see the pup? That's the pup. I've never tried it, but I think it's going to be quite nice.
Delicious, delicious, delicious. And you can make boerewors at home if you want to, but I always think it's best to buy it from the specialised butchers because they really put the love and the passion into the boerewors. Okay, and we want to make sure that when we lift it up nicely like that, and we've got that nice, beautiful griddle look to it. You see, so it looks like it's been drying outside, and then you cook it nice and delicious. You can see that the griddle pan has given it that brine look.
So nice. Look how nice that looks. I've seen that on YouTube before.
There you go. And if you just leave it in the griddle pan, it will get that. And now we've got the onions and the tomatoes cooking beautifully and just simmering down. You don't really need too much flavour with it because there's a lot of flavour in with it. Yeah, it's smoking nicely, it's perfect. And we can turn this over again.
Oh, I see.
Just like that. Oh, look at that. Beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
that's what you want.
Yeah, that is what you call good boerewors.
And this sauce is cooking down as well. You've got everything beautifully cooking there.
You have to make sure
So do you want to turn that for me
you
again?
don't burn your hand.
Don't burn yourself.
I didn't burn my hand like that. Oh, don't.
Careful, doesn't. Turn it slowly. That's it. Lovely, beautiful. Oh, look at that. That is absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. Well done. Okay. Right. So now comes the testing time. So we need to test it.
Oh,
See how
wait,
it's cooked.
are we eating it?
Yeah, well, we're going to see how well it's cooked through.
Can I taste it?
Yeah, can we taste it?
Oh my god, it's going to be so nice. I'm going to love
So hold on, wait 1 second. You still need a little bit more. Still a little bit bloody. A little bit more, but you can taste it if you want to. Nice? Yep.
Amazing.
So what I would do now is just turn it off.
I have made a South African recipe called, I forgot,
Boerewors.
boerewors and
Pup.
and a
Sauce.
sauce. And the boerewors we've made is really nice, and it's like a type of sausage.
Leave it on the plate.
And it looks like this, and it's so nice. I love boerewors. And then pup, it looks like a mashed potato, but really it's Italian, and it's really nice. Yeah.
No, it's not Italian. This is South African. And you put the sauce, which is the onion and the tomatoes,
Yeah,
on the
over
pup,
the
and then you've
pup.
got a nice piece of boerewors there.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely
Delicious.
So you can sit down and
Scrumptious.
take a bite and tell us what you think.
Okay, first I'm gonna take a bite of the pup.
Now have it with the sauce. Have it with the sauce.
Okay.
There you go.
Is it nice? Really good. Is it nice?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm gonna have some of the boerewors.
Careful, it's hot.
So good.
So good.
Yep.
Delicious.
Yeah. That's great.
And does it all go very well together?
Yep.
Yeah.
Can I have...
So the traditional way to eat pup and sauce is like this. So you take a little bit of the pup and you dip it in the sauce. The sauce, there you go. And then you just eat it with your fingers. It's absolutely delicious, isn't it?